What's going on, peeps? So we are back to attack. It's funny I said that. It's freaking pool day. Hey, I just said that. I was hoping we'd be right. Anyways, we actually are going to be going to the regular gym today. I was thinking about it, and you guys will actually kind of see. I've been recording some content in that other HotWorks gym because I told you guys last time we were going to go there, and I've been going there and doing some of the main workouts there. Yesterday was like a push day there, and we actually got some really good movements in. But the area is just a bit too small to be vlogging in. And I mean that in the sense of like, you know, I could record clips and stuff in there, but like me talking and stuff, it's such a small area. It's literally the size of like a garage, you know? So that being said, if I were to vlog an hour and a half workout in there, that means no one can really be in there for an hour and a half because I'm just like right in there talking in their face. And there's just not enough room. So for the sake of vlogs, I am going to have just need a bit more space. But I don't know, maybe we'll do some at-home workouts too, just to switch the things up. And also because I kind of want to do that because I want to start building out the gym a little bit more. I've been saying that for so long, but I really kind of mean it now. And one of my main things I want to start off with is getting some turf for the freaking concrete, man, because it's kind of, for one, all that concrete just kind of attracts like some weird like slugs and stuff like that. It's so moist. It gets like, ew, I said the word moist. It gets slippery in there though when it gets humid, because you know I live in Arkansas, dude. This is like one of the most freaking humid states. Oh god, I took my pre-workout, now it's giving me the burps. But that being said, just have some more traction on my feet too, and all the good stuff. And I need to lay it out different. I kind of want to, we haven't done a home gym workout in a little bit. You guys, I'll take you guys in there here soon. And definitely we need more weight, you know, that's another big factor. I need some kind of cable thing in there. There's a lot of stuff I need, not a lot of room in there, you know what I mean? So I just got to be kind of like thinking about how I want to do it, which I could kind of, if I have so much room in the backyard, if I could set up something where I could have like an outside garage. You know, people do that. It's just the equipment. I don't know how that stuff works with, you know, that kind of stuff. Just leaving it out in the elements like that, you know? I have no idea. So that's some research I really need to get into. But we will see, man. We will see. Some different things I want to get into the mix for sure. But anyways, today's pool day. Oh! You hear that? Today's pool day, we've got, I don't know, honestly. No idea what I'm going to put on the agenda today. I definitely, I did have a refeed day last night because really shocking turn of events. I've been kind of really keeping on my, you know, my weigh-ins a little bit more. And dude, I weighed 230 yesterday morning. 230 flat, which is pretty crazy. You know, we were up, if you guys watched the video I posted the other day, you know, I was using a different scale, but it was later in the day after I had a bunch of water. But at one point earlier this week, I was 240, dude, literally 10 pounds heavier. So I've got jujitsu this weekend. I want to be pretty well fed for that. So I was like, let's go ahead and refeed. So I'm nice and well fed. Water could be better, but it's not like I didn't get, I know I got a lot of water in yesterday because I was just thirsty. I think that's something I've also been kind of getting down a little bit better. Still could be doing better, but like I said, we working on it. Yeah, I probably got in at least, I know I got at least a gallon yesterday, so that's some good news. Gallon and a half would be better though, especially on a refeed when I have all those carbs. And I didn't have, oh, that's the killer. Okay, that's what it was. I knew I was forgetting something. I was thinking about my supplements. Did not take my supplements yesterday. Gotta be on that with my refeed days, man. We'll get there. We'll get there. When you take that freaking 9-day vacation, man, get you so out of tune. That's the danger of those things. You gotta keep some of those habits while you're vacationing, man. Which I took supplements and stuff while I was on vacation, but I kept telling myself I'm on vacation, I need to relax. But there's still, the fine line went a little too far. That's okay. That's what this whole process is about. Like I said, it had been, God, it's been, that 9-day vacation was the longest vacation I've taken since I was in high school, and I'm 28, going on 29. So 10 years not having that long of vacation, learning how to adapt to those, that does help. Helps me not freak out so much about freaking vacations. But anyways, yeah, I have no idea what I'm wanting to hit today. I just know I'm going to be very well fed. I haven't been hitting hot works the past 2 nights. I've been doing just a little bit of cardio, like walking, mainly just because, you know, I've been trying to get some extra work stuff done. But that means tonight I am going to go ahead and go for like an hour, because I'm going to try and get really loose. Like I said, I got jiu-jitsu tomorrow, first time in a couple years, so I'm really trying to like make sure I'm nice and loose and like, you know, get my mindset right, where I'm just going in there to kind of like be a student instead of the teacher this time. You know, I'm so used to teaching. I'm trying to get my mindset and being like, I'm just there to learn. I'm not there to even really go hard. It shouldn't even be like, it's going to be a workout for sure. But it shouldn't be like something where I'm trying to really try hard. I'm literally going to let people tap me out so I can see what they're doing, which is really smart, especially when I'm coming back from all this, to try and get my, you know, I've got so much rust from jiu-jitsu, man. There's so much rust. So we got to polish that off. But anyways, let me get inside and get warmed up, then we'll figure out what we're going to hit for back. All right, we're going with this bad boy. I don't think we've done this in a few weeks. The reason I like this thing is just mainly because I like having some kind of chest supported thing. Because if I don't have some chest support, like I like cable rows, but like I have a really bad habit of like arching forward like that and stretching all this forward, and that's why my posture looks like shit. So we're gonna work on that. Big thing here is when I'm doing these, I'm just tucking my chin like this, because that's the main thing that's a problem. Is we'll do that. You know what I mean? When you tuck that chin, it's gonna help contract that back. So if I get to a weight where like I feel like I can't do that, we're gonna take it down. But we're going for at least 8. I felt a little uneven, even just right here. But what was I gonna say? I can't even remember. My brain's a little dead. Oh yeah, that's about the limit right there. Ugh, almost couldn't tuck right there. I don't remember. I felt like I was going to say something important. I just can't remember what it is. Maybe I'll remember when we come back. 2-minute break. Yeah, I didn't get to show y'all what I did for chest yesterday, but at Hotworks they've got this like cable. It's kind of like a regular cable rack that's like inverted inwards, and they have an attachment where you can actually attach. It's a straight bar with 2 attachments on each side that you can attach to cables. So I was able to do like a standing chest press and a standing shoulder press. Dude, like the stability with that was insane. So like my chest is feeling really, really tight. But that being said, we're gonna do probably 2 more of these for 8. If I get anything less than 8, we might do an extra set. And then we're gonna go straight to barbell curls, because I just have not been putting a lot of attention on the biceps, for good reason. But straight to heavier bicep curls, sets at probably 4 sets of 8. And then we'll start kind of getting into supersets once we're, you know, once the main energy levels are used up. As y'all know, heavyweight training first. I didn't like that last set, man, or that last rep. I say we're gonna bump down a plate, switch it up to 8 to 12 reps. We're gonna go shoot for 12, at least 8. Trying to get an idea of what the layout of the rest of the workout's gonna be. Definitely barbell curls. I want to hit the traps really, really, really bad. And I might do, you know, I did regular dumbbell shrugs last time. I might do those again, honestly. I don't know. I could do trap bar shrugs and superset that with something. I don't know. Let's get at least one more of these in. It's hard to breathe on those. All right. Barbell curls. I think we're going to go ahead and just go to a rack. Because I don't know really how much weight we're going to do, but also because we'll probably set up everything else over there. All right, we're going to get 3 more of these. I kind of want to experiment with the weight. I don't know how much we're going to do. Definitely going to get some cheat curls in, though. You know, like I said, we haven't really had the opportunity. You know, I've done this specific exercise this past few months, but I haven't done like heavy, you know, cheat curls in forever. And since we just got done doing our first exercise, we should have a little bit more energy to get some heavy stuff done. So I did one warm-up set with just the bar, felt too easy. So we're gonna do this, and we're probably gonna add 25s until we can't. Well, until, you know, the cheat curls look really cheaty. But again, that's the point with this exercise. I am intentionally going to cheat a little bit as I get more tired. So that being said, after this, like I said, I do want to hit some traps. I think I'm just going to hit some dumbbell shrugs, just heavier than I did before. Because I just feel like that's something I need to kind of be working on anyway. So I'm going to hit that, and we're probably going to superset those maybe with some bent over rows. Then we're going to go ahead and bring it on over to supersets. Well, I said we're already doing supersets. We're going to go ahead and bring it on over to lat pull over with a crunch. Kind of work on the abs and the lats, the lat machine like we've done in the past. And then I'm probably going to do some toe to bars for core today. And then for conditioning, on Fridays, since we have kind of more of an elaborate plan now, on Fridays we're not going to do conditioning per se. We're still going to do like 15 minutes of cardio at the end of the workouts, and then of course I'm going to have like an hour of yoga tonight. That's going to kind of take place at the conditioning. Especially since it'll be in hot yoga. But I've got jujitsu tomorrow morning, so I'm not going to just go out and wear myself out. Because again, do not underestimate how much that alone is going to be a workout. You know, and that's technically my off day. So, because Sunday will be leg day. So that's the gist. You know, I'm still kind of building this up, so it's still a little up in the air with a lot of this stuff, but it's getting more concrete with each week. So we'll keep it rocking. Let's see how this is feeling. Feels light right now, but let's see how it feels after like 5 reps. Now y'all can call that cheating all you want. Those are not cheating. I'm lean down here. I'm getting the full straightening of my bicep, and I'm contracting it all the way to the top. Even if I jump a little bit, you know, the big thing is going to be for those biceps, the negative, right? So, especially if you're using it for a bodybuilding context, but especially for an athletic context, jerking a little bit is actually going to help you a lot. So, that being said, we're going to add another 25 and see what we can do. Oh, and in case you guys are wondering, they do have tape measures at Hotworks. So I got the chance to actually tape measure my arms out, see how big they are. And without a bicep pump, we did have a little bit of a tricep pump because it was push day yesterday. But without a bicep pump, we were at 17 and a half. So if you got bigger arms than that, let me know. But I guarantee you, unless you're taking testosterone, and much of you probably don't. Yeah, and I just know that just because, again, I've been doing this too long. Even when I was a kid, people said I had big arms, you know, but That's why, and the reason I'm saying that is I know people are going to watch me and go, oh, he's doing cheat curls. Like, these don't count. Well, fucking argue with the arms, dude. Argue with the arms. Like, that's not small arms. That being said, again, they could be bigger. I'm not a bodybuilder. You know, it's not even like I'm trying. You guys see how much I hit my biceps per workout. I really don't. Like, and it's mainly because they just grow pretty good on themselves. So I'll say that. I'm probably a little bit more genetically on that side, but this is 155. We'll see what we can get done. Now, I'm definitely going to cheat a little bit here. But we're going to get straightened out like this every time, no matter what. It's that negative on the way down. That's what's building that muscle. God bless. 2 more. Good. Now again, you tell me, what are you more likely going to use in an athletic situation? Something like that or this? I'll leave that to the comments, but all right, but we are taking the weight down a little bit. Getting it up there like that, though, is going to be important. Again, if you're using stuff for an athletic purpose, you know, for me, I do like a little bit of snappy power in my biceps, right? Because let's say I'm throwing something like an exiting hook. If you guys don't know what an exiting hook is, this is a boxing technique. Like, you roll in, and then when you push back, you throw the hook. Boom. And you see how I snap in like that? That's going to be a pretty big part of it, because the way this particular hook works is it's a less powerful hook because you're exiting backwards. You're not going forward with energy. If you're not into boxing or combat sports, that might sound a little complicated. But just understand, there's a bunch of reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing with this stuff. Like, if I were to try and, like, even if I were trying to focus on gaining more muscle in my biceps, I would be using this variation to build strength so that when I'm doing it strictly, I can use more weight, right? So I feel like there's so many people that get so locked in on, like, doing really strict form, and they don't even want to bodybuild. They don't even want to enter our competition. Sure, they want to look good, right? Who doesn't? But, like, I'm sure there's a lot of other factors. You know, unless you're specifically trying to get into a bodybuilding competition, I think training like a bodybuilder is not really the smartest thing to do. Because no one can train like that unless you, it takes so much commitment, man. It's not an easy thing to do by any means. Yeah, I'll see so many people try and start a 6-day per week split, and they've never even been in the gym before, you know? Just because they saw someone online doing it. You know, it's very, I feel like I've been stressing this in just every video, but it's so important. It's your goal, the way you're training should be very goal specific and goal oriented. Not just like willy-nilly. Where's the discipline in that, you know? So I'm just gonna go in there and do, you know, let my emotions run, ramp it. And man, to me, that just sounds like a temper tantrum, you know? And it was, you know? That's how a lot of us get in here in the first place, but you're not going to level up until you can start taking some control emotionally. See how much more strict I'm able to do with this one? Granted, it's 50 pounds less, but it doesn't matter. You still got to go down slow. Now, how fast you come up really doesn't matter that much. Maybe for explosivity. But as far as building muscle, it's not a factor. The factor really is constant tension, really. One, which is not something I was really working on with this specific set. Again, if you're trying to build bicep muscle, constant tension is probably going to be more applied there. But again, this still has its place. You still got to gain strength in that damn thing. And you're not going to maximize your strength gain by strict form all the time. Everything has its place. Whew. All right, so now we got shrugs and bent over rows. It's going to be disgusting. All righty then. So we're actually just going to do barbell bent over rows with shrugs. We'll go for 3 sets here. And then I think I'm stuck on a decision here because I really want to hammer down on my like core, like a 6-pack. And so I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I want to do for that. I want to do something where we're probably not going to record it because I also want to go ahead and get some like just kickboxing recorded because we haven't done that in a little bit. And I need that footage, you know, so I don't know. I'm trying to kind of spitball as we go along. You know, because as of right now, I feel like we've gotten the biceps and back pretty well hit. We just got to make sure we're, you know, prioritizing certain things right now. And we hit the lats pretty good last time, you know. So I probably will do some of those pullovers, but I'll probably also get some cable crunches in. I'll probably still get those at least leg raises in. We'll see. We've done a lot of leg raise variations this week. So I don't know. But that way I can also have time to go ahead and get some, you know, bag work recorded. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what we decide to do. My big thing is I just want to make sure we're not like ungodly sore before jiu-jitsu tomorrow. But like we might do that with the core just a little bit. Okay. Okay. We got 10 and 12. I can rock with that. Definitely feeling these, especially after those really heavy rows. Let's get it done. Oh my gosh. Those shrugs, it can feel so uneven. You guys saw me like rotate all the way inward right there. This helped make this one feel actually even. One more set. Getting kind of tired. I need to wake up a little bit. Yeah, and then, like I said, after these, I'm gonna do some off-camera core. We'll pose out, and then next thing you guys will see will be just some bag work clips. I won't show you the whole thing. It's just a lot. But also it'll just be kind of flow and seeing what happens. But anyways, guys, stop freaking talking and just go. That's it. I'm sweating. This is definitely kicking my ass. Whew. Okay. Done with these. Let me get this stuff going and I'll see you guys for posing. All right, we got some decent core work in. Let's see how this back's looking real quick. His hair's getting long, I'll tell you that. Whew. Okay, let's see. Where am I? Got you guys at an angle. Ugh. This feels super tight. I still got all that bloating from last night, eating all that food. And in case you guys are wondering what I ate for my cheat meal, I honestly just made a really big sandwich. I've told you guys about this before. I love that gabagool. Those super high nitrate and sodium deli meats. Like, I love having them on refeed days because there's a few different things to it. It's not the worst thing, right? Because it's high in fat, high in protein. These are like, the big thing about this is they're lower carb, right? So because of this, I get full a lot faster. But the downside of this is I am probably retaining I don't even want to look at the weight, but I'm probably retaining a significant amount of water weight from all that sodium. I mean, I ate a 1/4 pound of gabagool, if you guys know what the hell that is, on top of pepperoni and salami. So we are pumped up, but we look pretty flabby. But again, that should go down. I was looking getting pretty damn cut the past few days, so especially yesterday. That's what made me want to go ahead and have that refeed, because again, yeah, I mean, we have a chest pump for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just from pulling, but let's take a look at the back. Part of me really, hold on, let's get this flex going. Ooh, let's get a lat spread. Goodness. Anyways, part of me wants to start cutting back on the posing, right? Because while it is important, taking progress pictures and stuff like that is important, and that's essentially what these are. I don't have to do it this often. And again, the pose out's really just something I'm taking from Sam Sulek, if we're being real. And he's a bodybuilder. I'm not a bodybuilder. While I am trying to cut this body fat off, you know, you guys don't need to see the pose outs for that necessarily. But that being said, we'll still probably do them like once a week or once every 2 weeks. But we probably are going to start taking them down just a little bit. Because for one, I also just don't know how to pose, you know? Like I always get out here and I'm like, what am I doing? Whereas like if we did it once a week, I could go through, you know, look at my body, see how it's looking, have it recorded as evidence, you know, documentation, progress pictures, front pose, side pose, back pose, see how it's all looking, and then move on from there. But yeah, I mean, the big thing is I really would like to, you know, once we get the jiu-jitsu really adequated into the routine, and I'm not like basing stuff just off of that either, because that's also, again, big reason why we did the refeed. If it wasn't for the jiu-jitsu and I was just focusing on the cut, I would have kept going for another like 7 days. But I'm not going to go into jiu-jitsu for the first time in like 3 years, not be hydrated, not have fuel, feel like shit. Like I'm not doing that. It's not going to set up a good a good routine for me. You know what I mean? So that was calculated. But we'll see how we're feeling next week. If next Thursday I'm still feeling pretty good, we might go ahead and keep pushing it off just a little bit longer. But the big thing right now is, again, I was down to 230 yesterday, so I don't imagine it's going to take too long as I can make sure I get that water intake up today, that we get back into a good fluctuating space. But I need to get my body fat actually calculated. Like I haven't actually done that in a long time, and I have no idea. You know, we've been doing so much like fluctuations in the diet with I say fluctuations in the diet, it's still the same diet, but like, you know, we'll have these refeed days, or we'll have these, you know, the vacation, which was a big wrench in the game plan. I say that. It was, I proposed to my fiance. So I mean, like, it's just a lot of life stuff going on. But again, we're just juggling it. We're not letting it hold us back. You know what I mean? We're definitely not using it as an excuse. We're just trying to figure out what we need to do steps forward. And as far as that goes, big thing is definitely figure out what's going on with the body fat percentage. So once we get that weight back down to like a good solid 230, I'm probably gonna go get it tested in town, or, you know, I have a scale we could go ahead and just base it off of, see, because I've used it to calculate my body fat percentage since we started this athletic cut, and so we can we'll be able to see the difference at least. While it may not be an accurate representation of the actual body fat percentage, we'll be able to see if it's, you know, trending down. And if the muscle, you know, kind of see what the muscle mass is doing with that too. But again, a lot in question. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get some bag work in, just very loosely, knock out some good combos, fill myself out, loosen up, and I'll record a few clips of that for you guys. Well, hopefully you guys saw that last little clip it of us hitting some bag work. I think I recorded it in a vertical style, so apologies. It'll be all right. We are done. I'm tired. And then, like I said, tonight I got an hour's worth of hot yoga / foam rolling. Typically what I like to do is I'll, get one of those rooms at HotWorks for an hour, and then I will take a foam roller in there, start attacking myself for 30 minutes, and then I'll stretch for the last 30 minutes. So I don't know if you count it yoga, but it's definitely going to be a lot of crazy shit. I'm going to be tired every time I get done doing one of those, like, especially for an hour in those saunas. It's 130-degree sauna. Man, like, you feel wiped, and hopefully it'll open me up, get me ready for tomorrow's jiu-jitsu, which, the only reason I'm prepping is because last time I did jiu-jitsu, I literally threw up after practice because I was so out of condition. So we'll see how that goes. I think I was also just pushing myself a little bit too hard. So really just trying to not get to that point. That stuff sucks, man. It's just getting overheated, which, the sauna therapy is actually part of the reason why I'm doing that, is to help my body, get used to, getting up to that heat, not getting overheated, so we'll see how all the sauna therapy has been doing me. I've been staying pretty consistent with it for quite a bit now, but a big thing is going to definitely be hydration. So gonna kick hydration's freaking ass this today, really, which I'm peeing clear right now anyway, so I'm pretty hydrated, but I really want to make sure we get a gallon and a half, make sure we are good to go in that field. But as far as post-workout meal goes, I think we are first things first. This is going to be a protein shake because I got to then do a live stream for my clients. Because I like to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do a live stream where I check in with them, touch base, and we do a mindset live stream that, like I said, I've talked to you guys about this before. Like, I don't share it with you guys. It's specifically for my clients because I'm speaking to my clients. But I'll take clips and stuff out of it because we talk about some really, really good stuff. A lot of the stuff in my book, honestly, is in that stuff. So if you guys haven't checked out my book yet, go check it out. I have a few of you guys asking me, do I have a paperback copy or a hard book copy? And we are actually going to be working on that. I know how it is for some people just don't like ebooks. They want like a physical copy. So I'm going to be working on that soon. A lot of stuff. I can't overthink myself, or else I'll overthink myself into just not doing anything. But anyways, I figure we'll go ahead and call it here for the day. I'm tired. I've got a lot I got to work on. And so I'm going to get prepped up for this week. And then on Monday, I will see you guys again for a chest workout. So see you guys then. Peace.